And welcome back to my media museum, part 2 of box 3 of my 45s. And we've got 3 sticks here in a row that we're going to start off with. Too much time on my hands. I figured that's a good one to start off with because that's obviously what I have these days. And as I have spoken in the earlier episodes for box 1 and box 2 of my 45s, Styx was notorious for putting songs from 2 different albums on a 45. You can see Too Much Time on My Hands is from Paradise Theater, which was the A side. And then they put Queen of Spades from Pieces of 8 on the B side. Now this is a dead giveaway of what's an A and what's a B because, one album came before the other and they wouldn't be putting out a 45 for a previous album. But Queen of Spades, I love that song. That was a really, really great Styx song. And that's a really good choice for a B-side. And next up, we've got The Best of Times, which also was obviously from Paradise Theater, the beginning of the album. Paradise Theater was one of their best albums in my opinion. I loved Paradise Theater. I've even got a laser-etched copy of that album. Maybe someday we'll pull that out and see if we can give you all a view of that one. And here's Lights from Cornerstone. So there you go. 2 songs, 2 albums, Styx on A&M. A lot of A&Ms seem to like to do that. And that's cool. That's cool. No big deal. Now here we're going a little bit older with the Babe, at least the older label. Those last ones were, a newer label design. But this is still, again, from Cornerstone, as was Lights. And B-side to this one, I'm Okay from Pieces of 8. So there you go. See, I'm not crazy. Most Styx 45s have songs from different albums on them. I'd have preferred they gave us an outtake or something, but it's better than having 2 songs from the same album, really, kind of, sort of, because it gives you a little sampling of what the other album might have sounded like. And I love, love, love this song. Supertramp, Logical Song. Probably one of my favorite Supertramp songs. Breakfast in America was probably their biggest album, I would guess, without looking it up. I would bet that was their largest selling album. But Logical Song is a great, great tune. And the B-side of that, Just Another Nervous Wreck, which I don't recognize from the title too well. It's been a long, long time since I listened to Breakfast in America, but I do hear the Logical Song from time to time because I've got it on a jump drive in my car. 3 minutes, 45 seconds. This might just be an edited 45 version, but I'm not sure. We'd have to go look it up to see. And then here's an interesting one, a soundtracked one. John Williams, theme from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. 1977. I know I've got some other ones too, like Star Wars. I definitely have Star Wars theme song. Had the Cantina Band on the B-side of that one. Sooner or later, we're bound to run across it too, because I think I have multiple copies of that one. But what's on the back side of the theme from Close Encounters? Nocturnal Pursuit. I'm sure that was in the movie as well, but I don't know if I'd recognize the tune until I took the time to give it a spin. And coming up next, this is a really great one. I was really happy. I think this was one of them that I saw in the box when I was flipping through it, because they were selling these individually. This box wasn't, for sale for X amount of money. This is one where they were selling them for 50 cents or $1 a piece, and I threw that old question out there. What do you want for all of them? And got that happy, happy, joy, joy answer. $20 probably. I don't remember. But Mountain doing Mississippi Queen. Yeah. It's only a 2-minute and 30-second long version of it, so I'm pretty sure this is going to sound different from the album version. But that's a great song. And on the B-side of that, they put The Laird. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Laird. Correct me if I'm wrong, feel free, no offense taken. That's what the comment section is for. So we can have a little discussion and learn some stuff from each other. Now here we go, Neil Young with Heart of Gold. Yeah, I like Neil Young stuff. I know he's a little bit outspoken, a little mouthy, and sometimes I wish he'd keep his opinion to himself, but I could say that of a lot of artists and a lot of actors and actresses recently for sure. But, you know, the music's what matters, the work's what matters. I don't kick anybody out the door simply because I don't like them personally. Here we got Sugar Mountain. That's just the live version. Wasn't paying attention, so we'll have to flip it over and double check if that other one was the live version as well. Sugar Mountain's also a really good Neil Young song. And no, not at all. Heart of Gold was from Harvest, so that's not the live version. And this Sugar Mountain is. So it'd be interesting. It says it's from the Canterbury House. I don't know if he put an entire release out with that entire show, or if that's just a B-side exclusive. But I think I've seen a Neil Young live at the Canterbury House before on other 45s. Here we go. Pat Benatar with Treat Me Right. Now I know there was a Pat Benatar in box 2. I remember that. I'm not sure what song it was. I just don't remember. But I love this song. And the B-side of it, Never Want to Leave You. So yeah, definitely the B-side, because Treat Me Right was for sure the big hit there out of those two. Now here's a really great one. The Guess Who doing Bus Rider. I love the Guess Who. And I love BTO even more. Randy Bachman and his brothers did some really, really awesome work. But Guess Who managed to crank out some really great tunes too. And Bus Rider, this was one that wasn't taken too well in my household because of the GD reference near the end of it. But hey, it was still a great song. Maybe that's edited out on the 45 version. I don't know. We'd have to listen to it. I haven't listened to this in a long time. Share the Land is the B-side. I do believe that was the B-side, and I do think that Bus Rider was the A-side. But, there again, could be wrong. If you really want to know, Wikipedia is there for you, man. A lot of great information on discographies and bands, and I use Wikipedia a lot. Now here's another one that was in box 2, Crocodile Rock. Definitely looks like an earlier edition than the one that we had in box 2. Somebody labeled it number 3 in their collection. And you don't know, just because I bought all these off of one person at one time doesn't mean these all came from one individual's collection. Likely that they did, but definitely not a for sure thing. Elderberry Wine being the B-side on that. And to tell you the truth, I think this might be the original 45, because I seem to remember reading that Elderberry Wine was the B-side on the original, and the Crocodile Rock that we had in box 2 had a different B-side, I do believe. Have to go back and find that to find out for sure. But and here we go, Ozark Mountain Daredevils doing If You Want to Get to Heaven, You Gotta Raise a Little Hell. Yeah, that was probably their biggest song, 1973. Yeah. And let's see what A&M did on that B-side. No, it's still from the same album anyway, Spaceship Orion. Oh, this is a really, really good 45 to have. Throw this one on at a party, and I definitely guarantee you'll get a response. People know that song, and it's not something you hear all the time. You might have got burnt out in the day, but it ain't burnt out today. And big jump. You want to talk about a difference in styles, from Ozark Mountain Daredevils to the Go-Go's. We Got the Beat. Yeah, and that's something I didn't remember and got a giggle out of recently. Put on Fast Times at Ridgemont High. This is actually the theme song for it. And I think it was selected after the fact. It wasn't written for the movie, but it is the theme song. And Can't Stop the World. That's definitely a B-side, because I ain't heard of that song. And we all know We Got the Beat. And I didn't hate everything in the 80s, but 80s pop definitely isn't my favorite thing, that's for sure. Better than disco. But there was a lot of weird music in the 80s. A lot of weird music. So here we got another 4 seasons on VJ. I think this is the 3rd or 4th 4 seasons that we've come across going through box 1 and 2. And they weren't on VJ. One of them was on Four Season Records, and I'm not even going to try to remember what the second one was on. But Sherry, baby, I know that song. And I've cried before. Don't recognize that song. So here's a case where pretty much bet money that Sherry was the A-side. And we've reached our limit here, so we'll be back for another one, but I want to throw one last in here. Journey with The Party's Over, Hopelessly in Love from Captured. So this is the live version, 3 minutes and 23 second live version. And the B-side of that, also from Captured, Just the Same Way. So, come on back for part 3. I'll be doing it shortly.